Here's a fact that should stop you cold. The man who invented the concept of happiness, the philosopher whose ideas shaped Western civilization for over 2,000 years, never once said happiness was about feeling good. Not pleasure, not success, not a smile on your face. In fact, Aristotle believed that most people who think they're living a happy life are living a lie. So what did he actually mean? And more importantly, are you making the same mistake billions of people make every single day? By the end of this video, you're going to understand Aristotle's complete recipe for a life well lived. Not the watered-down, motivational poster version, but the real philosophy that changed how humanity thinks about purpose, character, and community. You'll walk away with 4 powerful insights. What flourishing actually means. Why balance is harder than perfection. How your habits are quietly building your identity. And why you literally cannot live well alone. This isn't history class. This is a blueprint. Let's get into it. Lesson 1. Eudaimonia. You've been chasing the wrong thing. Let's start with the most important word Aristotle ever wrote. Eudaimonia. Most translators call it happiness. But that translation has misled the modern world for centuries. Eudaimonia doesn't mean happiness like a feeling. It doesn't mean contentment or pleasure or satisfaction after a good meal. The Greeks had separate words for all of that. Hedune, chara, euphrosine. Eudaimonia means flourishing. It means living in a way that fully actualizes what you are capable of being as a human being. It's not a state you feel, it's a life you build. Here's the way Aristotle explained it. A knife is excellent when it cuts well. An eye is excellent when it sees clearly. So what is a human being excellent at? What is our unique function? Aristotle. Answer was rational activity in accordance with virtue. In other words, you are living well when you are using your highest faculties, your reason, your judgment, your moral character to navigate the world with excellence. Think about the difference between someone who wins the lottery and does nothing with the rest of their life, and someone who faces suffering, grows through it, builds something meaningful, and leaves the world slightly better than they found it. The first person might feel happier in a given moment, but Aristotle would say the second person is living a flourishing life. He wrote in the Nicomachean Ethics, arguably the most important book ever written on how to live, that eudaimonia is the highest good to which all human action aims. Not money, not fame, not pleasure. Those are tools. Eudaimonia is the destination. And here's the part that cuts deep. Aristotle said eudaimonia can only be evaluated over an entire life. You can't know if someone is truly flourishing by looking at one good year, which means the question is, am I happy today? The question is, am I becoming the person I want to have been? That is a completely different kind of question, and most people never ask it. Lesson 2. The golden mean virtue lives between 2 extremes. So, if flourishing requires virtue, what exactly is virtue? This is where Aristotle gets brilliant and practical. He proposed something called the doctrine of the mean, the idea that every virtue is the sweet spot between 2 opposing vices. One vice of deficiency, one vice of excess. Take courage. The person who has too little courage is a coward paralyzed by fear, avoiding everything difficult. The person with too much is reckless, charging into danger without thought, confusing bravado with bravery. Real courage lives in the middle. You feel fear, you assess the risk, and you act when action is right. Or take generosity. Too little and you, a miser hoarding resources, closed off from others. Too much in you, a profligate giving away everything, helping no one in the long run because you destroyed yourself. True generosity knows when to give, how much, and to whom. Here's the modern example that makes this click. Think about ambition. The person with too little ambition drifts through life, never achieving anything meaningful, never growing. But the person with too much ambition becomes a workaholic who burns their health, sacrifices their family, and reaches the summit of their career only to find it hollow. The golden mean? Ambition that is directed, purposeful, and balanced with presence. This is not the same as mediocrity. Aristotle was not saying, be average. He was saying that virtue requires precision, knowing what the situation demands, and calibrating your response accordingly. That takes wisdom. It takes practice. It takes a lifetime of refinement. And that, exactly what he called phronesis, practical wisdom. The ability to perceive the right action in each unique circumstance. Not a rulebook, not a formula, a trained judgment born from experience. The reason this matters today is because we live in a world of extremes. Hustle culture says more is always better. Self-care culture says comfort is always the goal. Aristotle looked at both and said, you are both missing the point. The good life isn't found at either extreme. It's found by the person wise enough to know where the middle lies. Lesson 3. We are what we repeatedly do. Now here's the lesson that might surprise you most because it's the one most people get wrong. You've almost certainly heard the quote, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Here's the twist. Aristotle never actually wrote those exact words. They were a paraphrase by a 20th century philosopher named Will Durant. But the idea? Completely, faithfully Aristotle's. In Book 2 of the Nicomachean Ethics, Aristotle writes that virtues are not gifts we are born with. They are not talents. They are habits, patterns of action so repeated and so ingrained that they become second nature. He used a word for this, hexis, a stable disposition, a character trait so practiced it becomes part of who you are. And he made the analogy to craftsmanship. We become builders by building. We become musicians by playing. We become courageous by doing courageous things, even before we feel courageous. We become generous by giving, even when it's uncomfortable. We become just by acting justly, even when no one is watching. This is radical because it flips the modern self-help narrative on its head. We think, first, I'll become the right person. Then, I'll do the right things. Aristotle says, no, do the right things first. The right person will follow. Your identity is not the cause of your behavior. It is the consequence of it. Think about what this means for you right now. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you are casting a vote for the disciplined person you are becoming. Every time you choose patience over reaction, you are rewiring your character. Every time you scroll mindlessly instead of reading, you are building a different kind of person, one who is neither here nor there, neither focused nor at rest. Aristotle would tell you, stop waiting to feel like a virtuous person. Start behaving like one. The feeling catches up. That is perhaps the most practically powerful idea in all of ancient philosophy. Lesson 4. You cannot flourish alone. The fourth and final ingredient in Aristotle's recipe is perhaps the most radical one for modern audiences. Aristotle believed that humans are, by nature, political animals. And he didn't mean political in the way we use the word today. He meant that human beings are creatures of the polis, the community. We are built for connection, interdependence, and shared life. He wrote, a man who lives outside of the polis is either a beast or a god. In other words, the person who believes they can flourish in isolation is either less than human or more than human. The rest of us need community to become fully ourselves. This wasn't just poetic language. Aristotle had a specific theory about friendship philia that divided it into 3 kinds. The first kind is friendship of utility. You know each other because you are useful to one another. Business contacts, colleagues. These friendships dissolve when the use ends. The second kind is friendship of pleasure. You enjoy each other's company. It's fun, light, entertaining. These dissolve when the fun runs out. The third kind, the highest kind, is friendship of virtue. This is where 2 people admire each other's character, challenge each other to grow, and are committed to each other's flourishing, not just their own pleasure or benefit, each other's genuine good. Aristotle said that without at least a few of these deep friendships, Eudaimonia is effectively impossible because we cannot see ourselves clearly from the inside. We need people who love us enough to tell us the truth. Here is the actionable side of this. Look at your 5 closest relationships. Are they relationships of utility, of pleasure, or of virtue? Most people in the modern world, despite being more digitally connected than any humans in history, have almost no true friends of virtue. They have followers, not friends. Contacts, not companions. Aristotle would say that no amount of self-optimization can compensate for this. You cannot flourish in isolation. Your character is built in community, tested in community, and expressed in community. Build accordingly. Summary. Let's bring it all together. Lesson 1. Eudaimonia is not a feeling, it's flourishing. It's the question not of, am I happy right now? But am I becoming who I'm capable of being? Lesson 2. Virtue is always the golden mean between extremes. Not mediocrity, but precision. The good life requires the wisdom to find it. Lesson 3. You are what you repeatedly do. Character is not given, it's grown through habitual action, one choice at a time. Lesson 4. You cannot flourish alone. Deep friendships of virtue are not a luxury. They are a requirement for a life well lived. 2,500 years ago, Aristotle gave us a recipe for a life well lived, and most of us have never heard the real version of it. But here's the question. Knowing all this, what are you going to do differently tomorrow? If this resonated, the next video is on screen right now. Watch it now.